Alright folks, welcome to another exciting episode of How to Make Homemade Wine with me. We're going to be making today the Key West inspired, Jimmy Buffett inspired Margarita wine. Now, you can go to my blog, my website, to get the recipe for this. I'm going to be using two different types of lime juice, but if you don't have access to two different types, or if you want to just use real limes, you could juice the limes. But I am using this Key West key lime juice, and I am using this real lime. If you only have this, you can get that, or whatever you like. But I'm mixing both of these together just because it's cool. Anyway, this is exciting. We're going to be making this wine, and I'm going to be fortifying it with a tequila that we'll talk about a little bit later, called Agavero, and it's one of my favorites for margaritas. So I'm going to make a margarita style wine, and stay tuned, check it out, and cool, rock and roll. All right. Hey folks, how are you? What I'm going to be making today is a lime wine, kind of a margarita inspired wine. So what I'm going to be doing is using a lime juice, and I have this key lime juice over here from Key West, and I have the real lime juice over there, and I have a bunch of other ingredients here that I've pre-mixed over here. And these ingredients include yeast nutrient, yeast energizer, and tannin. And I have some bentonite. The ingredient amounts will be on my website, so I'll put the link for that underneath. And I have a cup of water that I've put in some sugar, about a tablespoon of sugar. And what I'm going to do ahead of time is I'm going to take my yeast, open that up, and I'm going to put this in here, stir that up, and I'm basically going to let that activate and make something like in bread that we would call a starter. It's going to foam up as I am cleaning up my buckets and doing everything else, getting ready to rock and roll. I'm just going to let that go for now, and add that a little bit later, but I'm starting that now, so it'll be good and activated by the time I am putting it in. Alright, so I'm going to clean up everything, my bucket. As usual, everything that I have that touches the wine will be clean and sanitized. So I'm going to be doing that now, and we'll be back in a minute. Alright folks. One of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to pour into the bucket all of the lime juice. Yeah, these things have these safety seals on them. It takes a little while to take them off. But I'm going to pour all the lime juice into the bucket first. Okay, many of you might be thinking, that are familiar with winemaking, that this looks pretty similar to a recipe called skeeter pea. I've never made skeeter pea. Skeeter pea is a lemon wine. I'm sure you could Google it and find it. But me personally, I will not be making any wine that has pea in the name. Dragon's blood, yes. Skeeter pea, no. But, I know a lot of people make skeeter pea and dig it and stuff. I've never tried. This wine, you know, basically inspired by, you know, dragon's blood a little bit. But it's also, you know, in the spirit of the kind of Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville kind of thing. And what I plan on doing with this wine is fortifying it with a tequila that I really like called Agavero. And we'll talk more about that later. Alright, so to my mixture, I am adding 10 pounds of sugar. And I'm going to stir that up a bit. And to this I'm also adding my other pre-measured ingredients that, you know, you could find the ingredients on the blog, my website. I'm going to add that all in. It's tannin, yeast nutrient, and yeast energizer. And to that, I'm going to be adding water. So I'm going to be filling up my bucket to the rest of the volume of the wine, and I'll be back in a second. Alright folks, what you can see is I have my hydrometer in, and we are at about 1.090. Alright, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to take that out. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use bentonite. And what I have is my trusty Joe Bonamassa coffee mug with some boiling water in it, like as if you were going to make tea. See? And I am going to put about a tablespoon of this in, actually a little less than a tablespoon. I'm going to sprinkle that into the cup. See if I could do this on the floor so you can see it better. And I'm going to pour this in here and stir it. Maybe a little tiny bit more than that. And I'm going to let that sit now for 5 minutes. Alright folks, upon tasting this juice, I decided to add 2 more of the lime juices to it, just to kick up the lime flavor a bit. A lot of times I taste the juice before I add the yeast to it to see what it's going to taste like about. So I'm going to pour in the bentonite, stir that up nice. Take out my spoon. Then I'm going to take my yeast and pour that on top. After doing that, I'm simply going to take my top, snap it on, and I'm going to wash out an airlock to put on the top. Alright, so now that we're done and I snapped the airlock on top, within like 2 days we should start to see this start to bubble. And we're going to monitor it, and every few days I'm going to be taking a specific gravity reading to make sure that my fermentation is happening as expected. and we should be good to go. So this should be good for some summer fun drinking. Rock and roll. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy these videos. If you have questions, please leave them below. If you like the stuff that you see, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any updates. And if you would like the stuff, if you do like the stuff, and I'll make more and more videos, hopefully, and maybe one day we'll raise a glass together. Cool. Hope you're doing well, and we'll catch you next time for the update on this wine. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to my video channel here on YouTube. And definitely check out my blogs, www.cookingitalianrecipes.com with the dashes in the middle, or my other one on winemaking, howtomakehomemade.biz. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, and have an awesome day.